Okay, so even though the Wii U is Nintendo's worst selling console of all time, it still had some pretty good games, and so in this video, me and Cryonik are going to be talking about 5 Wii U games that the Switch needs. Be sure to watch the video me and Cryonik made over on his channel about some ideas for Super Mario Maker 2 DLC, and for all that said, let's start the video. Paper Mario Color Splash is the first game on the list that I think really needs a port to the Switch. It isn't like any other Mario games, it's more of an RPG, focusing on character development, rather than focusing on adventure or platforming, which I quite like as it brings more personality to some of the characters in the Mario universe. I've only played one game in the Paper Mario series, which was Paper Mario Sticker Star on the 3DS, and I really enjoyed it, and seeing as the games are fairly similar, I think I would enjoy Color Splash as well. I think the reason why Nintendo haven't ported this game to the Switch is because it only sold 186,000 copies, which is not a lot when you compare it to other Paper Mario games. But this was probably because barely anyone owned a Wii U, so if this game were released on the Switch today, it would definitely get much more sales. I don't know what Nintendo would change about Color Splash if they were to port it to the Switch. Maybe they could add some DLC into the version for the Switch, but really I don't know. Any Pikmin game, or more specifically Pikmin 3, is something that I think we need to see on the Switch. I'd say Pikmin is the least popular Nintendo series, but that doesn't mean the games aren't any good. I've only played the demo of Hey Pikmin on the 3DS, which isn't like any other Pikmin games, but while looking at gameplay of Pikmin 3 on YouTube, I can definitely say that I do think that I'd enjoy Pikmin 3 if it were to be ported on the Switch. In the game, you control one of 3 different aliens that have the ability to command these tiny creatures called Pikmin. They help you look for food by destroying objects and enemies that stand in your way. Seeing as you progress through Pikmin 3 by completing missions, in a Switch port of the game, Nintendo could add more levels and could maybe even add a hard mode. Graphically, the game isn't very impressive, but it could definitely be improved to maybe look more like Breath of the Wild or Odyssey in a Switch port. And the third and final game on the list that I'm going to be talking about is Starfox Zero. A game in the Starfox series is already on the Switch called Starlink Battle for Atlas, but it's more focused on open world exploration rather than levels, and you have to buy these toys with real world money to unlock different ships, which is kind of stupid and it isn't similar to Starfox Zero at all. Starfox Zero is a really intense game which you control different vehicles to take down enemies. Each stage is extremely fun and unique, and the boss fights in the game are really great and feel very rewarding when you beat them. In a port of this game on the Switch, I think a boss rush mode would be cool, and improving the graphics to make Starfox Zero look similar to Starlink Battle for Atlas would be great. And now I'll be handing over to Cryonik.
Hey guys, Cryonik here. I want to say a big thanks to PK for having me on the channel. Now let's get into some Wii U ports. First up is Super Mario 3D World, which is a game that is very popular with needing a port. A bunch of people want it. It has good and unique level design, even though it's not as open as previous 3D Mario games like 64 or Odyssey or Sunshine, but it's still a really fun game. It's especially fun with multiplayer because even though you mostly work together, there is a competitive side to it, where whoever gets the most points at the end of the level gets a crown, so it makes for some fun competition. It's the Wii U's second best selling game with 5.83 million sales as of September 2019, so if it got that many sales on the Wii U, think of how many more sales it would get on the Switch. I think if they were going to add a port, they'd add a new hard mode or a character that's harder, or possibly just a new world / levels. So yeah, seeing a Super Mario 3D World port to the Switch would be pretty cool. Next up is Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land is a party game with lots of different games based on previous Nintendo games, and they have both single player and multiplayer ones. So Nintendo Land used the Wii U gamepad a lot, but so did Captain Toad, and they managed to get a port to that, so they could probably figure out a way to make it work on the Switch. Now, this wouldn't be ideal, but maybe you'd have to connect 2 different Switches together somehow to play the certain games that require the gamepad and the TV. It's not my favorite option, but it might be what would have to happen. And there is 6 different single-player games, but Nintendo Land is much funner with friends, especially in the versus mode, which is what I usually play when I play it. It sold 5.19 million copies as of September 2019. So same with 3D World, if you take that and put it on the Switch, it would probably get way more sales as well. I don't know exactly how it would work in handheld mode. They might make it so you could only play it in docked mode somehow, but yeah, I feel like just playing it in handheld mode would be pretty weird. Well, those are my 2 games that I think need Wii U ports, and once you finish watching this video, don't forget to head over to my channel and watch the video that I did with PK there.
And if all of that said, it's just about the end of the video. Be sure to go check out Cryonik's channel for some pretty cool Nintendo content. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll be seeing you all later, so bye.